What's up, tribe? How you guys doing? This is Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, season whatever, episode whatever. I'll put it in the description. But this is gonna be a real easy down and dirty because basically the majority of this episode was dealing with Denise's wedding, her getting ready for the wedding, the people shopping for the wedding, blah blah blah. So we have Erica Jane. She's getting ready to go on tour, the Pretty Little Mess tour, 15 city tour, and so we saw her working with her team, going over the costumes. It's like a 4 hour show, and they just sort of reflected back on kind of where she started to where she is now. I love Erica Jane. Y'all know I love her. I love her music and everything. So happy for her. Happy to see that happening. We see the ladies going shopping, looking for a wedding gift for Denise. Denise is pulling this thing off in 2-3 days. We see her find her venue. We see, and I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna give her credit for pulling it off in the little bit of time that she pulled it off in. Her now husband, he really was into numerology, and he wanted the 8, which represents infinity. And so August the 8th. September 8th. 8/8, right. 8/8/18. So that's when they got married. So, a lot goes into a wedding. And to do it in 2 days, one means, A, you got money because, stuff is more expensive when you do it short notice. I'm really mad at myself right now because I just bought a plane ticket somewhere. And when I checked the prices for that plane ticket 3 weeks ago, they were $100 cheaper. I should have bought the damn ticket then, but I waited, blah, blah, blah. Fast forward to just now, I paid $100 more for the same damn ticket. But life is what it is. I did it to myself. So, but with that being said, the longer you wait for something, the more expensive it's going to be, especially something like flowers, cake, catering, bartender, a venue. They're going to charge you because you got them over. They know they have you over a barrel. So for that, she did a good job of getting it set up. But I got a bone to pick with you, Miss Denise Richards. I'm gonna get to that in a second. Let me make sure I get everything else out the way. Lisa's getting a new kitchen. She said that she just hates her kitchen. It's dark and she wants it bright, and it's gonna cost $200,000 for a new kitchen. Hey. She said it's gonna add to the value of the house. Okay. Of course, this is the aftermath of what happened at the party. I think it was like 2 weeks before this. And Teddy's sort of over it. Teddy is like, look, it is what it is. I can agree to coexist with her. Doesn't have to be an issue every time we see each other. Like, I'm a big girl. I can handle my business. Kyle, of course, is feeling like she's in the middle. So she tried to play, peacemaker and try to get Teddy and Lisa to talk. Neither one of them were interested in doing it. Okay. Cool. As long as it ain't no big blow up every time we see each other. Erica and Lisa on their way to the wedding. So here's the thing about okay, I'm going to say this last piece and then I'm going to get on this wedding. And then, because this ain't going to be a long review because it wasn't a whole lot to talk about. Erica and Lisa Lisa Renner, that is, on their way. And Lisa Renner still has her QVC empire. And she real slick let us know that her QVC empire is worth more than a lot of people think it is. Catch them teas when she threw that out. But they were on the way to the wedding basically talking about that if they never, and Lisa said basically what I've been thinking for the past 2 weeks. The dog is okay. The dog is fine. Can we move on? And I agree. If we don't never talk about this dog again, I'm good. But of course we will. So let's talk about this wedding. First of all, they didn't tell the kids they were getting married until 2 days before they were getting married. And she did say that was a regret and that she wished she had handled that better. That at least let the kids know that they were thinking about getting married and that was something they were going to do. However, her husband has 100% jumped in to be stepdad. He's accepted her and her family. They've been living together. Everything is great. And her kids love him, so it's not an issue. But she does wish that she had taken a little bit more time to talk to them about what was going on before it sort of happened. So because you sort of owned it, I'm going to let that go. I'm going to let you have that. Here's my biggest pet peeve with this wedding. It was a beautiful venue. You had a nice cocktail hour. Looks like you had an open bar, which is to be expected for a wedding of this magnitude. because it was such short notice and such last minute, you had people literally rearranging um, their calendars just to attend your wedding. Mind you, these are people, I mean, hell, I don't have 20 businesses and all this other stuff that these people have, and it would be a lot for me to rearrange if you give me a 2-day notice on a wedding. You got to be a really good friend of mine for me, because that's a lot. That's a lot to ask of people. So Kyle couldn't come because she already had the anniversary for the agency, her husband's business. Teddy was coming, but she had to leave. Dorit had to leave. Erica had to leave, and Erica and Lisa rode together, so I guess Erica had to leave. Lisa had to leave too. But the wedding was supposed to start at 2, and all of them were like, well, we have to leave by like 4. That's giving you a 2-hour window. That's a lot of time for a wedding. If you start a wedding on time, let's be real. Most weddings only last 15 to 20. Well, I'm exaggerating. Most weddings only last 30 to 45 minutes. I've been to some that's as short as 15 minutes. But I've also been to some you have somebody sing, you add a few little things here and there. I was one of my girlfriend's wedding. We read poetry at the wedding. That kind of thing. So you add stuff to kind of fluff it up. But let's just be real. You say the vows, you exchange the rings. It don't take that long for a wedding. So if you say, hey, the wedding starts at 2, I have to leave by 4. Generally speaking, the meat and potatoes is done. You are either at the cocktail hour transitioning into the reception, or the reception has already started by 4 o'clock. Here's my problem with you, Miss Denise Richards. You asked a lot of your family and friends, and they came through because it looked like you had a decent crowd for such short notice. She was an hour late to her wedding. One of my biggest pet peeves is people who don't respect my fucking time. I try to be on time for stuff, and if I'm going to be late, I call and say, I apologize, I'm running late. Before I got sick, I was very seldom late for stuff. Now, sometimes I don't always gauge my time well, because my body don't always do what I want my body to do in the time I needed to do it in. But I always call, and I'm getting better with adjusting to that, right? If the wedding was supposed to start at 2, all this late bride shit, no. It's not a cute look. I remember for my brother's wedding, we were in the limo riding. Well, it was with my sister-in-law, the bridal part, the women. We were on our way to the church, and I remember we were running late because we left the programs back at the damn house, and we had to go back and get the programs. Do you know that my sister-in-law started crying? Because the one thing she wanted was to start her wedding on time. And because something as simple as, damn, we left the program right on the table. Somebody just put the box down and forgot to pick the box back up. Hell, it might have been me. I don't know. At this point, I don't remember. But I remember her being so upset because that's the one thing she wanted, was to start her wedding on time. And what I had a problem with was, had there been a sense of urgency at the house while she was, then I would have even said, well, shit happens. You were doing everything last minute. It is what it is. But at 2 o'clock, when it was time for you to be walking down the aisle, you still was sitting there in sweatpants and a tank top talking about, oh, I guess I better go get dressed. You think? Your kids were dressed, except for that poor baby that tried to walk in them Louboutins and then put on her sneakers. Don't no 14-year-old need to be wearing no damn Louboutins, but that's a whole nother conversation for a whole nother day. Even her husband was still in the shower at 2 o'clock. Like, to me, and that's the one thing, every time they talked, I just kept looking at that. I was like, on top of the fact that you're just late, you add in that extra layer of you are asking a lot of people because you did this at such a short notice. Yo, that was burning my bridges. I was so mad at that. I was like, that is so disrespectful. But an hour later, she walks down the aisle. Her wedding dress was really cute. It was a romper with like a little detachable piece. That was similar to my prom dress. It wasn't a romper, but it was a dress, and then it had like a little sort of cape type thing on it. I was trying to do my little Diane Carroll a la Dynasty little move. But anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. So it seemed like it was a nice ceremony. They walked down the aisle to rock and roll music. They doing their own thing. I'm not mad at them. They were doing their own thing. She told her daughter, girl, take them heels off, put your sneakers on if that's what you want to wear. I don't give a shit. And that's a quote. I don't give a shit. So the wedding itself was nice. Lisa was there, Teddy was there, Dorit was there. Everybody was there except for Kyle. I don't know why I did that. And everybody was playing nice, man. Lisa even did her little to Teddy, And so everybody was playing nice. Nobody, it wasn't even no little. I mean, Lisa, once she spoke to everybody, she sort of stayed away from Teddy and everything. But she was talking to Dorit the whole time. And I think they even sat together, to be honest with you. And Dorit's thing was, I would love an apology from Lisa, but I know I'm not going to get one because that's just not how Lisa is. She quick to want an apology from somebody else, but she doesn't hand them out too freely. Um, Lisa Renner was like, well, me and Vanderpump ain't beefing right now, so of course we friends right now. She gonna come up and talk to me because she ain't mad at me right now. That whole thing. Wedding went off nice. Looked like everything was cool except for, like I said, I already said my piece about her being late. However, I can't say it was the next day, but afterwards, I'll say. Dorit is on her phone, and an article pops up. Radar Online. Lisa Vanderpump feels betrayed by long-term friend over dog. And of course it goes through rehashing the story about the dog, but of course it makes Dorit look like she abused the damn dog. She just dropped the dog off at the kennel, which we know is not what happened. And so now, of course, PK last week was saying, let's just give Lisa a little bit of leeway. She's going through a lot. She got a lot going on. But even PK was like, why would she do that? Like, why would she has to know, like, and and Dorit was like, and we know she has a relationship with Radar Online. I was like, y'all with these little relationships with these blogs. It's all good and well till they bite you in the butt. So that's where it left off. So I'm sure next week that's where we're gonna pick up. They showed scenes from where the season started with her and Kyle, with Lisa and Kyle having this like really bad argument, and Lisa putting Kyle out the house, and Ken yelling in Kyle's face or whatever. You better watch out, Mauricio. Don't play that shit. I'm gonna need you to back up out of Kyle's face because I don't think Mauricio is gonna be appreciative when he saw the footage of that. But neither here nor there, y'all. That's what went down. Like I said, it was a short review because the majority of the episode was about Denise and this wedding. But y'all let me know what y'all think. Drop it in the comments. Peace.